What's up YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back. In today's video, we'll be hunting a $100 box of nickels that I picked up from one of my local Wells Fargos. Now, when I did get the box open, we did get one little surprise, and I made a community post about it. We've already got ourselves a roll that's got a 1945 silver war nickel in it. So war nickels were 1942 to 1945, and they are 35% silver. So I'll be excited to get that roll open when we get to it. So anyway, that's enough talking. Let's get this box turned around and let's get hunting. Now, as part of this video, we will be trying to fill the 8 or 9 remaining holes we've got in the Jefferson Nickel album outside of all the San Francisco proofs. I've got lots and lots of San Francisco proof holes. And of course our Buffalo Nickel album, where I think most of our holes are in this first page in the early 19 teens, right? You're 13 through 18. So, and it looks like maybe we got a few here in the mid to late 20s as well. So we'll be trying to get these books filled. Hopefully we'll find some goodies along the way. Of course, we'll be looking for those Buffalo Nickels, those V Nickels, and you know, we already know we're going to get at least one war nickel. So let me go ahead and zoom in here a little bit, and let's get at least one roll open here on camera and see if we find anything special. Hopefully we're loaded with war nickels based on that one ender. We will be using the Strike It Rich with Pocket Change book as our search list, and I do have a list of my own that I created some time ago in the description down below this video that has most of the things you might want to look for if you're a new coin roll hunter. Now, all I'm doing right now for you guys is just quickly looking through here for some oldies, because we do hang on to anything 1959 and older. So didn't see anything there. So let's open one more and see if we can just quickly find like an old 30s, 40s, or 50s nickel for you here on camera. We've got one kind of gray, ugly one. Be wonderful if that was a war nickel. Now, the reason I'm kind of going through this quickly, and I will go back through these with a more discerning eye, but the old ones pre-60, they kind of jump out at me now just due to the wear and the color. So right here, we do have ourselves a 1954 Denver. So this is something we would hang on to because it's in that range of 1959 and earlier. Okay, well, nothing else is jumping out at me. I'll go back through here. If I find any DDOs, DDRs, grease strikes, off-center dies, anything like that, I'll bring you back in and we'll talk about what it is and if there's any value to it. So we've gotten into roll number 8, and we've got our next find on the hunt. It is a 1940. Let's see what mint mark we have here. None at all. So we've got a 1940 Philadelphia. Well, we're getting through rolls 14 and 15 and bringing you in about halfway through roll 14. We've got ourselves another find. We've got a 1957 in pretty good shape. Looks like we have a Denver. So we've got into roll number 16, and we've got 3 surprises in this guy. We're actually going to start back here as I was spreading them out. This guy looked really old, and I saw the 1905. We've got ourselves a 1955 back here. Let's check the mint mark. There it is, 1955, and we've got ourselves a Denver, and I can't recall off the top of my head if we're looking for the Philly or the Denver as the semi-key date. I'll throw it up on the screen here. I just haven't checked in a little while, and I don't remember. I've got another old-looking one here. What do we have? It's a 78. There was another one as we came down here a little ways. That guy's just a little bit old-looking. Let's check that out. All right, well, we've got a 1958 Denver right there. We'll put that up on the board, so that's 5. And then we had one, I actually saw it due to the color, but you guys know me. I like to use my magnets when we got some foreigns, but look at that. We've got ourselves some kind of foreign here. What do we got? This is a Mexican, what is it? It's a Mexican, probably un peso. So 1993. So first foreign on the hunt. I do like finding these. I do have little cups in my little back room with each country where I just throw these in to keep them separated and just sort of keep track of what I find year over year. All right, well, if we check the document in the description I have down below that has all the things that I typically look for, we can see here under the Jefferson nickels, the semi-key dates, we really want that Philadelphia. The 55 Denver's not in there with the semi-key date, but let's see here. The 55D could have a D over S. Where did I put it? There he is right there. Let's check that D mint mark under the scope. And I'm just seeing a plain old D, so 55D for the board. So we're getting through rolls number 23 and 24 and bringing you in here on 23 towards the end of the roll. We've got another foreign, this time República de Panama 2019. Cinco Centésimo. Let's see if this one's magnetic. Probably is. Oh, it's not. Look at that. We wouldn't have found that one with a magnet either way. But that's now 2 foreigns on the hunt. So I've got rolls 28, 29, and 30 up here unwrapped and bringing you in for our next find here on roll number 28. We've got ourselves a 1941. Looks like we have a Philadelphia. Bringing you in here on roll number 29, and we got our next find. It is one we've seen before, but it's in relatively good shape. We got a 1955 Denver. Couple of nickels later, we've got our next find. This time it is a 1950, looks like a 1956. And we do have a Denver mint mark, but this one's definitely not going in the albums because it is ugly. So we're into roll number 30, about a third of the way through, and we've got our next find. Now this one came up reverse facing, so I had to flip it over to see the date so we knew to bring you in. But we've got ourselves a 1947. Looks like a Philly. So really quickly, bringing you back in, the 1947 is one of the possible Henning nickels, which is actually faked nickels that occurred in 39, 44, 46, 47, and 53. I don't know the gentleman's first name, but his last name was Henning, and that's why we called them Henning nickels. But 47, as you can see, is one of the possibilities. And typically you know this from 2 ways, one being a loop in the R, one being a die crack down through kind of the R and the I, and the last being the weight, which I have listed on here. Actually, I think I have all those on there. But 5.4 grams, we're going to check real quick. So no, we're at 4.9, which is well within the tolerance of a regular nickel. Then we're going to check out the reverse here, looking at that R. If it was a Henning nickel, we'd have a big, almost like a loop right here in the bottom of the R. There'd be a hole in it, which we don't see that either. And there is no die crack coming down from sort of the I, the B, or the U. So we have ourselves a regular plain old 47. And if you're not looking for that Henning nickel, I'd add it to your search list. Okay, well, we are all the way up on roll number 42, where we believe, actually, we don't even believe, I've taken a look, we've got ourselves a 1945 silver war nickel. Now, what mint mark we have, that remains to be seen. Let's get this roll open and see what we got. So right off the bat, you can see that special color that we're always looking for. It's that weird patina. That does look like a 1945 to me. And let's have a look. Yep, we've got a San Francisco on the back, so we have that mint mark above the Monticello building. So that's the other way we know we definitely have a silver war nickel. So just under the scope real quick, 1945 for sure. So the hunt in my mind is now a success because anytime we find silver, it is a winner. But we're going to keep on hunting. I thought for sure that having a silver ender would mean we would have lots and lots of war nickels in the box. Here is a 1946. Looks like a Philadelphia. Just checking real quick for the Henning nickel markers. I'm not seeing anything. This might be a little off camera. I'll scoot it in here. Let's weigh it real quick. Nope. 4.8, 4.9. We're well within the margins. We're also 1 year off from being a silver war nickel. Just quickly looking through these for something old looking, just in case we've got another find here in the roll. All right, not seeing anything. So again, I'll go off camera and hopefully in these next eight rolls, it looks like 5, 6, 7, 8 rolls, we'll find some more war nickels or something. Stay tuned. So bringing in all the way up here on roll 49 towards the tail end of the roll, and just calling this out. It's my first 2024 Philly of this box. Now, for those of you that don't know, the 2024 Philly and Denver were exceptionally low mintages for modern nickels. When the 2024 first came out, it was believed to only have like 30 million or 50 million that were going to be made. So these were going on eBay by the roll, you know, brand new anyway, like fresh from the bank or from the Fed for $15, $20, $25 a roll. The Denver is still commanding that kind of money because they only did make about 30 million of those. I think they upped the mintage of the 2024 Philly to about 70 or 80 million. So keep your eye out for your 2024s. You might want to hang on to them. If you're just a casual coin collector, grab a nice one, throw it in your album. Otherwise, toss them back for the rest of us to find. And no sooner had I put the camera down than we get through a couple more nickels, and 3 from the end, we came across a 1959. This time, a Philadelphia, and it's the latest year that we actually collect. We found a couple of 58s on this hunt. I didn't bring you in for all of them, but there's a 59. That would be the last one of the Jefferson nickels that we hang on to. Well, that's going to do it for our nickel box. As you can see, I've got everything rewrapped and ready to go back to the bank, except, of course, all the things we found. And all in all, this was a lot of fun for a nickel box. We did come away with one silver war nickel, a 1945 with some pretty nasty toning and whatnot on it. It's a San Francisco. Unfortunately, we don't need it for our album, but I will take a silver nickel in any hunt. We did come across 2 foreigns, a Bahamian 2019 nickel, and I believe this was the Mexican 1 peso from 1993. So, like finding foreigns from time to time, it does cost me a nickel every time we find one, but it's just not something that should be in a US box. As for the rest of the coins we keep, I do create tubes of these things to hang on to. Once I've created a tube of each mint and year, I do just kind of keep the nice ones. So some of these will go back. Some of these we'll hang on to, but really quickly, without mentioning all of the mint marks, because I covered just about every one of these and brought you in for a little clip, but a couple of 1940s, a 41, a 46, a couple of 47s. We did check all of the years that could be Henning nickels, and none of them were. It's on my bucket list. One day I'll find one. We did get a single 54. We got a couple of 55 Denvers, so unfortunately no semi-key date there. This one was a real crispy looking one, 1956. We had a 57. I do remember all 3 of these 58s were Denver. And of course we had the last year we keep is 1959. And we told the story of why you should keep your eye out for the 2024 Philly and Denver. And this one's in really good shape considering it's been circulated. And we only found 1 in the entire hunt. Now with most of my nickel boxes, they are hunt and fill series. And we did come across 3 nickels that will be upgrades in the book. We've got ourselves an 82 Philly, an 83 Denver, and this 83 Denver is actually in really, really nice shape. Good mint luster on it, and believe it or not, we've got full steps in a couple of areas. If we were to grade it, we wouldn't get the full step designation, but it's a beautiful nickel. And as I was showing, if you watch my last nickel album, we had a really, really ugly 1971, and this one's not pretty, but it's a whole lot nicer than the one we had. So let me get these out of the way. I'll get the book open, and we'll take a look at those couple of spots, and I'll punch them down off camera, but just to show you what we're upgrading. Okay, so we have the book out, and I just want to show you the 1971. Look how cruddy this guy is. That's getting replaced with this one. So again, not a beautiful coin, but a whole heck of a lot nicer than what's in there. So that 71 will get replaced, and we had an 82 Philly. And this isn't a huge upgrade. I just feel like it's got a little nicer luster and less little scratches on it. And because this album's really easy to pop coins in and out, I will replace that. And then this 83 Denver, same thing. And I may give it a second look once I get it out from beneath the plastic. And if it doesn't look like it's a good upgrade, we may just leave the one we have in there. But those 3 did look interesting to me. So I'll plug those in off camera. So with that, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, drop on down below. click that like button, and while you're down there, make sure to leave a comment. The algorithm loves it when people interact with the video, so please make sure you do that. If you're new to the channel and you like coin roll hunts, or especially if you like nickel hunts, I will include a card at the end of the video so you can go back and watch the entire Hunt and Fill series from beginning to end. And if you are new, make sure you click that subscribe button, then click that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. I'd really appreciate it. Special shout out to all my channel members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate it. And with that, we're going to call this one a video. I've got a couple of interesting things that we'll be covering in the next video or two. And I did have a huge silver score today at a Publix, and that'll be a video for another day. But I'm excited to get it filmed and get it out to you. So with that, I hope you're doing well. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.